So this is photo location 1, where they're about 50-60 kilometers from the track. It looks really warm, but it's not, it's freezing. So it's not a real reflection on the bike, because we can't throw it into corners yet, because it's just too cold, and some of the corners are damp, some are dry. But the bodywork's really nice. When you get tucked in, you can really get out the wind. That's going to be good on track, or it should be. Really smooth. We cruised at 130, 140 kilometers, and it felt super smooth and really refined. And it's quite easy to change the modes on the fly as well, which is quite nice. Found a friend. Come here. What's Spanish for hello donkey? Dude. Come here. Hello. You good? What do you think of the new Suzuki? Yeah? Did he? Oh, don't let your ears touching. That's fair enough. Little fella. So a nice little coffee stop. Chatted to a donkey. We're all good. Now just got to find the rest of the group. So I've got it in B, so you got multiple rider modes, and I'm in B, which is kind of like not the sharpest. A's the sharpest, but I think A's just a little too sharp. I got TC off for obvious reasons, because it does wheelie. But again, if you're wheeling it in A mode, it's a little sharp, so I actually prefer it in the softer B mode. Woohoo! That shock is lively, little fella. So what I need to chat to the engineers when we get back, because I'm not too sure if this the rear shock is different from the naked version, because the naked version, it was alright, but it wasn't a brilliant rear shock, and I'm pretty sure they said it was shower units front and rear. So if it is shower units front and rear, then I still want a little bit of a better rear shock, but we'll find out at lunchtime when I get to the racetrack, because we're heading to Monteblanco now, so yeah, it should be fun. Bit nice with a bit of sunshine. So we're heading back to the track at Monteblanco, and it'll be interesting to see what the bike's like on track. There's a road bike. It's set up quite soft and very user-friendly, but there's no adjustment on the front, there's only preload on the rear, so it's going to be interesting to see what it's like on track. The tyres that we're running now have got more heat in them, the sun's come out, it's lovely, and that's given us more confidence to go a bit quicker. And on track we got the Dunlop TT Sports map, I think, off the top of my head. No tyre warmers though, we're not going to have any of that, we're just going to go straight out on track. But yeah, now there's a bit of heat. It feels very different. Not very different. Does it feel very different? Yeah, it feels good. Alright, what's this guy? Come on then, put the hammer down. It won't lift at the top a second. Problem is, I'm at the back of the group, and I don't know the riders I'm riding with. But, oh, we'll see how it goes. Got Jimbo up front. Now the sun's out, it just feels much better because there's more grip. Oh, well, it's not more grip, it's just the tyres have just, they've got a bit of heat in them. And this road's better because it's smoother. That road back there was a little bit uber Jesus. Lovely views. Oh. I think I'm going to go to the back of the group and then I can have some fun. I'll wait for a straight and wait for everybody back. Go on, go on. And then once they're all passed, then we can put our knee down and do things and pull wheelies. We'll try and ride this section. I don't know the road, but we'll just try and keep it smooth, keep it in a tall gear and short shift. I mean, that's lovely from low down, like 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. Gearbox is nice. It's almost like riding a V-twin in places, or even a big single. There's so much torque from that bottom. Like, I'll try not to go past 5,000 RPM. And it's good, isn't it? Yeah, we'll leave it in top, leave it in top. Oh, please. I mean, that's top gear, 4 and a bit RPM. So we've done the road ride, hugely interesting. This is a good road bike. It is comfortable, it's roomy, it's torquey, it's easy to ride, it's simple, it's pretty slick. The suspension is fairly soft. Front end is really good. Tyres take a little time to warm up, but apart from that, very few complaints if you ride the bike as it's been designed and normally. But if you do up the ante and you do up the pace, the front is really good, the brakes are good, but you can get towards the limitations of the rear, which is a little bit soft. I didn't change the preload, which I could have done. There's only preload adjustment on the rear. But when on the return road, on the last route, it was really smooth, rode it in 5th gear, rode it as it was designed to be, occasionally touching my knee down, nice and smooth, very little complaints. It's only when you really start throwing your body around on the bike and throwing your body weight around, is that you could fault the suspension. But you've got to remember it's an under £9,000 sports bike, and when I say sports bike, it's not actually that sporty. It is pretty roomy and very comfortable. But now we'll have a blast around Monteblanco and see what it's like on track. As you can probably tell by my lack of hair and the greyness on my beard, I'm a bit of an old man. And I was a GSX-8R fan, a GSX-8R 600 fan. The first bike I ever raced was a GSX-8R 600 S-Rad with carburetors. If you don't know what carburetors are, ask your dad. And the first time I raced the Northwest was on a K5, I think, or a K6 GSX-8R 600. And the GSX-8R kind of range had gone and died in Europe, and Suzuki have kind of brought this bike in. And as a GSX-8R fan, I was kind of wrote the bike off by just looking at the spec sheet. Oh, 80 horsepower, oh, that's not going to be any good. But that has really surprised me.
What a fun, versatile, really enjoyable bike to ride. Okay, it's not got the 100 horsepower of the Super Sport range, it's not got the radical styling and the performance, but then what kind of young rider could ride those bikes to their limits? Probably not that many, but a lot of young riders are going to be able to ride that to the limits. If you pull the power down and turn up the ABS, you can have really safe fun here around Monteblanco. And for experienced riders like myself, you turn the ABS, well, you can pull the fuse out, get rid of the ABS, turn off the traction, and have some really good sideways fun. Yeah, you're going to tickle the foot pegs from time to time, but I did, I think, 3 back-to-back sessions of 25 minutes. I wasn't exhausted, I wasn't fatigued. And I just love the fact that Suzuki have thrown a bike into this category that is hugely enjoyable and hugely exciting. What a great time to be young and in motorcycling. You've got such a plethora of exciting bikes to be in this category with Aprilia, with the R7, CBR 650R, Daytona 660s just down the road. The bikes that I can't wait to ride. And for a bike to make a man who's nearly 50 who loved the GSX-R 600 to smile and enjoy riding, then it's got to be done really well. And Suzuki have done that. It's not as radical as the old GSX-R, it's way easier to ride, way more friendly, way more usable, way more versatile, but it surprised me on track. With a bit of preload on the rear, it really did surprise me. That is good fun. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But the big test is going to be when we get all the bikes together. It's going to be a mad group test. It's one I'm looking forward to. There's going to be one on the road, one on the track. On the road, this is looking really, really good. It's got loads of torque, loads of drive, very comfy, usability, looking good. On track, it's really surprised me actually. I don't think it's probably as good as the Aprilia, maybe not as good as the R7, but proof is in the pudding. Let's get to the bikes together and have some fun.